Hello everyone! Today we will review this small all-in-one flight controller from BetaFPV. This is a new unique U5-in-1 that includes both ELRS and video transmitter. So also we will check actually why do we need all-in-one flight controllers, and we'll compare with some other competitors. And I hope that today we will be able to assemble our own drone on the base of this flight controller. So let's go! And let's start with some background. Why do we need the flight controller? And I can find actually two reasons why you may need all-in-one flight controller. First, it is weight. You have this one, you don't see here on the black, this one piece of PCB, and it has everything already built in. Video transmitter, ELRS receiver, OSD, everything is already integrated. The only thing you should connect is only camera. And it might be critical when you're assembling super light tinnywhoop, where each gram might be valuable. So you have a chance to reduce your total build. And the seventh reason is the price. And even if we compare the flight controllers of same manufacturer, BetaFPV in our case, so we've got $50 per all-in-one flight controller, and if we check other flight controller, so we've got $40, so $45 for another flight controllers, but video transmitter will cost definitely more than this $5 or $10 difference. So the price is the second reason why you might like the all-in-one flight controller. But minus of the all-in-one flight controller is that all the heat that is produced by MOSFETs, by video transmitter, and even ELRS receiver, all will be on only one this PCB. So be very careful to not overheat and not burn it out. Okay, so now let's check what are other options and competitors. And do you know much of 5-in-1 flight controllers? Well, I know a lot of 4-in-1 flight controllers, but 5-in-1 not so much. And before now, I could imagine only happy model, and apparently we've got 4 different 5-in-1 models by happy model, and recently released the BetaFPV 5-in-1 model. So let's compare them and together check what is the BetaFPV capable for. And as you can see, the first difference is the price. And BetaFPV price is much lower. Okay, you will pay extra $10 for shipping, because the prices of the other flight controllers of these 3 I've taken from AliExpress, so here the transport should be already included, but even then the price of BetaFPV wins. That's interesting. Next, ESC. BetaFPV is 5 amperes, and you can see that 2 happy model you can take 1 to as 12 amperes, and the rest are also 5 amperes. Next, Express LRS. BetaFPV has been very interesting solution. It got serial Express LRS with this single wire antenna. I'm not sure how durable it is. We should probably be careful to not break it, but this ELRS has one interesting option. If you go and see the connection, you can see this option. Remove resistor to release UART3. So what does it mean? It means that if you unsolder these two elements, you will turn off your ELRS internal receiver and you can reuse the extra UR to connect your own receivers. Why might you need it? Maybe if you have damaged your receiver or burn it out or somehow destroy it. And if you want to use some external, you can unconnect it and it's good. Okay, next in comparison, yeah, it is a serial. And as you can see, some of Happy model, the older version have SPI ELRS, which is not so easy for use. Anyway, there are serial receivers in Happy model list, and even with one with a tower antenna, which is not simple wire but PCB element one. So you can see this one here. Next, VTX. Each of them has 25 to 400 milliwatts video transmitter, and for BetaFPV you will need to connect external antenna like dipole symbol, and as I understood, some of Happy models have also connector separate, and some of them, like this Diamond, has like a simple piece of wire antenna. I have made a review in my one video, the one tinnywhoop on this model, and I'm not sure how durable it is. Anyway, this is a difference, and you can see this bridge. It means a similar schema when you can turn off your internal VTX, just in case you have damaged it. And I know that BetaFPV is HD ready. You can connect HD VTX, and I am not sure about the Happy model. Well, I can see that some of them has the name MSP, which probably means that I can connect by MSP the DJI or Voxnail, but I don't know. Please write down in comments if you know better. Next, the weight. The weight is very similar. Serial, each of them have two serials, and BetaFPV has an option to release one serial if disconnect internal ELRS. Then each of them has buzzer, but not each of them has LED control. So BetaFPV one has LED control, and one thing that is good in BetaFPV is that you've got black box on board, 16 megabytes, which is very good if you would like to make the extra precise PID tuning. Well, it's a good bonus. I have not found any information about black box for any of Happy models, 5-in-1 models. So looks like that's all about connection, and let's unpack this all stuff and try assemble the small drone. I will try assemble something similar like Air75, but on this 5-in-1 controller. So, closer look, and when I've decided which whoop to build on this, I've decided to build something that I will definitely find a config for. And I have a config for Air75, which is absolutely the same, but only a piece of PCB, which is ELRS. All the rest, MOSFETs, motors, engines should be the same, so I believe 75 config should match. Very good. So I've got motors, I've got CO3 camera, propellers, this small canopy, if you can see it, so it's like on 65. I've got frame, it's named Meteor 75 Air brushless frame, and the battery same like on the Cetus, same size. So let's go. Okay, let's check the completion and see how we will mount all this together. And the completion is enough simple. We've got dampers and screws for mounting. I'll later show how to fix the dampers easily. Also, we've got stuff to connect to USB. We've got antenna, UFL connector on antenna for video, and let's connect it, let's check. Please pay attention that you should not power the flight controller on until you mount the antenna. Please mount. Yeah, here it is. Because if you turn on, put the power on here, the video transmitter may be damaged if you did not mount the antenna. Please be careful. And the last item, it's a power line, and it has U-shape BT20 connector for BetaFPV batteries, so it will be connected somehow like this. So it's very good that it is already U-shape, because when you got power lines goes this direction, you have a chance to break the wires. So that's all. And now, with connection, camera can be connected to this plug or soldered on this pods, but I'm using CO3 camera that is recommended. And I had a feedback from one racerman on tinnywhoop, and he told that CO3 is one of the best optimal solution for tinnywhoops when choosing between weight, quality, and size, so it is very optimal for small drones. Okay, and the motors. Motors are recommended to be soldered, so let's check if we can solder it separately and then install it on here, or we will need to assemble flight controller and only then solder motors. So motors should be somewhere here. I have cut the wires to keep a bit enough length to solder it here, and if we put out the flight controller, motor will go somewhere here. So check if we can put motor. Yeah, motor can go through this hole, so we can assemble, solder everything on the separate bench. That's good. And the last thing to solder is this one, so minimum soldering needed, only motors and power line. So let's go. So what I've got in the end of the end, so here how it looks like. The canopy is mounted, I hope you can see how. The camera is fixed with the screw here. The ELRS antenna wire, I have put it under the canopy. And this antenna is mounted through this hole, and that's all. The principles of setting props I will tell a bit later. So let's go configure. Okay, to configure this all I will need drone connected with this board that was in the setup. Later we'll use battery, remote and laptop. So first of all, connect by USB. No, not connect, but go to the site and download configuration. So I will use Air75 configuration. So let's check. Here there is a CLI, it is a configuration. and download text file, not hex. Hex is a flash image for this, but we need config. Config is text. Download it, and now turn on connect. And first what we should do is go to presets and save the config that you've got from the factory, just in case. Save. I have already made it. Now we apply configuration from Air75. Presets, load, and select that file that you have just downloaded. Open. There is BetaFlight 4.5 and configuration for this beta file, so no problems with downloading. And you see the angle is not accurate, so ensure that the drone stays at the flat surface and press calibrate accelerometer. And now let's check ports. So UART3 used for receiver, same like on A all-in-one or 4-in-1. Now go to video transmitter, and please see that the power tables, it has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. For now, set raise band, let's say 1, and set pit mode. Save, just to not overheat video transmitter. Just double check that we've got some video. Next, next is receiver. So you can see it blinks with fast. It means that the ELRS went to the Wi-Fi mode. So place the drone near your laptop and look for Wi-Fi Express LRS RX. Press forget this network if you previously connected to other drone or whatever, and connect. Use password Express LRS. Let me show it. Express LRS. And open in browser. You see it has already BetaFPV 2.4 all-in-one RX image, rather flashy LRS version, so all I need is to set bin phrase if I use you. I use bin phrase, so set and save. And let me reboot and check. First, turn radio. If you turn radio first, it will bind more fast.
HTX, disarmed, flight mode horizon.
Connect this and check blinks. Yeah, solid flash, so it should be connected now. Go here to receiver and check. Yes, we've got one, so now go to modes and recheck that we have all configuration well. Arm.
Disarmed. Armed.
It's red now because it's connected like this, disable, so it's okay. Now check horizon switch. It usually match defaults. And next beeper and flip. I've got this switch for both of them. Flip works for me, but beeper doesn't, so I just press here auto and switch. It picks up the correct channel and moves this one, so this position of switch should turn beeper on, so save. Yeah, now works as I would like it. OSD may adjust a bit. We've got this one for battery voltage. Craft name I don't need. Cross, okay, let there be cross. Fly mode. Also link quality is needed. RSS, so it is ELRS parameters. throttle position, the value of the throttle, and timer fly minutes. And this VTX channel, so it show me parameters of video transmitter. Save. So that's all about configuration. No, not all. Now configure motors. To configure motors, I have to connect battery. And now go to motors. And let's check direction. Set wizard and start motors. You see the arrows show how it should rotate to, and if I check, I can see that this motor rotates incorrect, this correct, incorrect, correct. So this motor and this should be reversed. It is number 1 and number 4. So press number 1, press number 4 and recheck. Correct, correct. It should be enough. At some previous version of Betaflight it didn't work, so probably had to go to BlueJ configurator, I don't know where, but here on this version combination of Betaflight and BlueJ it works well. So that's all about config, and let us make the last adjustment. Disconnect everything and make a trim.
Telemetry lost.
Trim, it is thin adjustment of direction. Turn on.
Telemetry recovered.
Yeah. If I
Flight
mode it
mode angle. Flight mode
in
horizon.
horizon mode and turn on, and let me try fly a bit. You see it goes left, so I have to trim. To trim I should put this up and this in opposite direction of where it goes away. It went here, so I trim it right few times.
Armed.
Recheck. Maybe one more.
Disarmed.
Up, right.
Armed.
This should be enough good. You
Disarmed.
will never get the ideal hovering because it doesn't have extra sensors. So this kind of hovering is rather good. So that's all about config. But unexpectedly, the difference in weight of these flight controllers is almost the same as the weight of external LRS module. So the weight difference is no more reason of buying the flight controller, but still the compactness and the price still are the benefits of these 5-in-1 flight controllers. So just keep it in mind. And now let's test. And I remember that Air75 was very smooth and very accurate. And actually this one, it's like absolutely fully Air75 because it uses its config and its devices, and it controls very accurate as well. For sure, I can feel that it weighs a bit more, so maybe it may be a bit more difficult to fly more thin directions, but anyway, I still can control it, and the control is still enough precise, even taking into account that I'm a bad pilot. And now I try a kind of dive just to check. You see the battery goes down, not almost does not go down during the dive. And actually, after I have flew a lot and made lots of crashes on Air75, I've got some feeling that after half of the battery, if I make a dive, in the end of dive, it got a bit not enough of battery. But this one seems works very good with the battery, and dives is very accurate for it. And that's really good. And let's check. Oops, the first bump. And actually it continues flying, the same like Air65, that's good. Let's make a bit few more different tries at attempts and check what it can. Low battery. Well, still it holds the position enough good, and I don't feel any wobbling. That's really good. Let's try more thin and precise. What can I do? Oh, ow, ouch, oops. Okay, there are lots of pluses flying so tiny drones, but where? Where are you? Can you see it? Okay, I can see it. Where else could I find you, huh? So, we've got a lot of conclusion today, because actually in one video we have made three things. We have made a review of this flight controller, we have made a review of Air75, and we have made some practice in assembling some tiny whoops. So let's go one by one. As for flight controller, as I can see, BetaFPV has made a lot of efforts in building this area. The air drones, it's all-in-one flight controller. A lot of work is done here, and really good results. So the flight controller appears to be cheaper than its competitors, and very good and on the same level by other parameters, but actually it has also the black box which makes it better than others. But anyway, flight controllers works very well, and I have used the speed tuning preset from Air75, and this preset works really good, and drones flies really accurate. So I can see that the work on configuration on preset was made also very good. And we go to the review of the drone itself. And it's still tiny whoop, it's very lightweight. Yeah, it's more weight than this, and I think I can feel this difference, but maybe it just seems to me. You see, it's different by the size, and yeah, you can feel that this weight, it's a bit bigger. So when you're flying on the tiny holes and so on, yeah, Air65 would be better. This one will get more heavy flight, but still this controls really good, and you still can control it really accurate, and the speed tuning is very good as for me. And what actually I have noticed that this one has more power, so when, for example, on this I go out of the big loop or big dive, this battery might be a bit not enough, because it's actually designed not for the open range, open space flying. But this one works better on the such conditions, so this is better for flight outside. But still it's compact enough to fly it indoors. So I think the drone is very good and rather accurate. And getting to the third part, the practice of assembling drones. As you can see, nothing very difficult is here. Rather easy was to complete all this assemble. And the one question for me that might be a blocker, it is a PID tuning. But as you can see, I have used copy paste, and if you have ability to use someone's good preset, if you already know what you are building, if you have like preset for this frame, these motors, these probes, this weight, why not to use it? And as you can see, it works very good. So that's all from my side for today, and have a good flight. See you next time.